All right. So you guys saw that, right? Immediately upon starting this live stream, they said unstable connection and disconnected me. After all we've done to stabilize the connection, somehow Google, somebody told me it's actually Google that does it. When there's a topic that is risque, they just cut the connection through your Wi Fi. So I believe that. I believe that. So again, welcome back to Starkey Formstead, folks. I apologize for that. This is going to be one of those topics that the powers that be probably don't want me to get it out there, but we're going to do it anyway. So I ended that stream, prayed over it, deleted it, and let's just start it again. So hi, everybody. As you come on, please check your subscription, hit the like button, drop over in comments, tell me who you are, where you're watching from, and let's jump into this topic because I'm going to lay a story out for you guys. I'm going to show you that from birth, you have been programmed in a way where you see things the way they want you to see it. Look, I have a master's in education. The way that children are taught in public school is actually the opposite of how children in public school. Children are very hands-on. They're curious. They move a lot. If you've been around a toddler or a child under the age of 13, they move constantly unless they have a computer in their hand or a gaming machine. So I want you to understand, to you guys, it's called programming. They do it through commercials, music, and books. They tell you what's happening before you actually know it is a real thing. Desensitize you to of what the topic is. I ran across a couple of very concerning shorts while I was putting some information together for you guys this morning. One of them is a video that came out of Europe in like 2018. It must have been recorded in 2017. And it was put up as a commercial in 2018 discussing that some really bad illness was fixing to come out. And it shows children away from the child that's coughing and covering their faces with the mask that they're carrying in their pockets. Now, just to bring it up to the same speed, when did COVID come out, everybody? 2020. So why were children carrying masks on a playground in 2018? They were normalizing the concept of, oh, wow, look, you're coughing. Let me apply my face mask and let me hands up away from you. You are contagious. It's wicked. Predictive programming is removing your ability to free think.
Just remember, this is filmed in 2018, which probably means it was made in 2017. So just keep that in mind as you watch the predictive programming.
Jetzt, wo der Winter vor der Tür steht, ist die wichtigste Zeit, Ihre Impfungen aufzufrischen. Gehen Sie zu Ihrem Arzt oder ins nächstgelegene Krankenhaus.
Come, get your vaccine.
Ihre Freunde mit oder Ihre Familie.
Protect your family.
Und nicht vergessen, wenn wir unsere eigene Gesundheit aufs Spiel setzen, spielen wir mit dem Leben unserer Liebsten.
Protect those at risk.
Wenn Sie jemanden kennen, der Krankheitssymptome zeigt, ohne zum Arzt zu gehen, sind Sie dazu verpflichtet, dies sofort in Ihrem Bezirkskrankenhaus zu melden. Nichtmeldungen von Krankheiten Ihrer Liebsten werden mit Geldbußen, Gefängnis und möglicher Quarantäne bestraft. Ihre Gesundheit bedeutet Volksgesundheit.
Did y'all see that? And I will put all of this in description. Did you see they backed away from the child that was coughing? And they pan out And there's this child alone on a playground, sick. Obviously, that's what they were aiming for, right? And alone. Because you can't be near them. They're contagious. Now, if you know anything about herd immunity, you would understand that in the 70s and 80s, when one person got chickenpox, our parents exposed us to the friend or the cousin that had chickenpox or the sibling, and everybody had chicken. We literally had like chickenpox parties. Yeah, it sounds crazy to millennials and people born after 1980, but that is legitimately something we did. And then we all had immunity to chickenpox, and we just moved on with life. But somewhere between 1970 and 2020, we forgot basic science in this country. And we became afraid of something to the point that we would leave a child alone in the middle of a playground, sick, while everyone backed away and put their mask on. Not one person in that predictive programming commercial hugged that child or patted that child's back or offered them a glass of water. No, they ran from the child and put their mask on, leaving the child alone in the middle of the playground. They normalized separating the sick from the group. That quick. If you break the commercial down that quick, they put it into your mind that it is okay. It is okay for you to take care of you first. Opposite of everything the Bible told us. Jesus was approached by people with leprosy, and he healed them. He didn't walk away from them. He did not leave them alone on the playground, sick. I don't know, guys. This is the crap that's been being pumped into American people. I want you to understand what I'm trying to tell you. So many people assume that what they see on social media or in a movie or read in a book is actually how people behave. So then you mimic what you see. Can we all agree on that? When a child spends time with a parent who smokes cigarettes and drinks beer, you'll see that young child attempting to smoke a cigarette and drink beer. Children mimic what they see. That's how they learn. So when you have commercials and your child's innocently sitting in front of the tube, and that commercial comes on showing the other children running from the sick child, applying the mask, then in reality, that's exactly what most of those children would do. It's called predictive programming. There's a reason I'm telling you this. Stick with it. There's a much greater purpose to this video. There are things that you guys don't know, and I'm fixing to show it to you. This one is really wicked because this was right before, this was in the 90s.
Huge customer. They're so huge, sometimes they don't even know when they've received a shipment. Whose problem is this? Yours. That's why you ship UPS. UPS Online. Are you connected yet?
Watch this. This is awful.
Imagine a world where you could do anything and leave old, inefficient ways of doing business behind. With new ways to find and share information, AT&T can streamline the way you do business, so there's no limit to what you can do.
We've got this huge.
Did you guys see the person falling from the Twin Towers? The gentleman on his back falling. Do you remember what happened during 9/11 when they were showing the people jumping out of the Twin Towers and falling? Good morning, everybody. Predictive programming, friends. That's all it all is.
Down that rabbit hole. Boy,
are we brainwashed from birth on. Our first breath, we're brainwashed.
Is that when you talk about the Statue of Liberty, you had done that on one of these episodes. Someone was talking about how it was a symbol of Satan or something. Is that what you're talking about? I don't remember.
Yeah, there's so much out there to read about it. Like, is it a symbol of Lucifer? Because that's the light bearer.
Oh, yeah, she has the torch.
But she has this one chain around her one foot, which is connected to the chain around another statue's foot. That's Lucifer or some crap. You know, all they do is make idols and have rituals on certain days, and they are very reptilian with it. They can't help themselves because they need certain things to live. That's what the whole vampire story is about. Why do you think that's so popular?
Yeah, all lore.
So I have done videos on this channel where I've talked to you guys before about every myth, every Bible story that you were raised hearing in Bible school, but also maybe the teacher made it sound like it might be a little not true, like did Noah really get two of everything on that ark? That kind of stuff. The truth is right in front of us. Myths are just truth that is oral tradition and handed down from generation to generation. It's very hard for humans in 2025 to understand that many indigenous tribes had no, even up until the 1800s, oral tradition, nothing was written. Okay? So it's also very hard for us to understand the concept of photographs. Like people in the 1950s and the 1960s and even into the 1970s did not have a lot of pictures. Why is that? Because everybody didn't own a camera. Nobody had a phone that was a computer, that was a GPS, that was a recorder and also a, photograph taker. Nobody had that. So many of you are born after all this technology came into place that you honestly have never even considered how other generations recorded things. When I had my children, it was still very common to put a birth announcement in the local newspaper. Everybody did it. Thank you for praying for my husband and my dog, Miss Laura. Everybody did it. Everybody put a birth announcement out. That was how we alerted our communities that we had delivered a boy or a girl on this date, this weight, and here's the name. Mother and father are proud to announce the birth of their baby, and all information went into the paper. We didn't have Facebook. We didn't have YouTube. We didn't have MySpace, which was like the original one, right? We didn't have Instagram or TikTok or X or none. Everything was done by snail mail. We sent out birth announcements in the mail after we put it in the newspaper. That was in the 1990s and the early 2000s. You go further back, I have 4 pictures of my mother before she graduated high school. 4 pictures. My mom is 82. That's all I've got of her. 4 pictures as a child. Why? Because cameras were almost non-existent. What, baby? Hold on, y'all.
Go back to the store. They forgot to give me something. I paid for it.
Okay. All right. Love you. Be careful. I have another appointment for Stephen. For the ones who hear, my husband was diagnosed about 6 weeks ago, and we are fighting a good. But let me make this clear. Said you mailed the birth announcement, then people would send money and you would send out thank you notes. I raised in rural Biloxi. He was born at home. He's going to be 84 this year. He was born in basically a dirt floor cabin by a midwife. They misspelled My father's last name on the birth certificate, because the lady that delivered him was basically illiterate. Now, that was in the 1940s. The first picture of my father is like he's 3. And there's like 4 or 5 other ones. That's